Hello and welcome to Homer for Thursday, November 6th, 2025. Today we are going to be reading from lines 66 to 80 in book 13 of the Iliad. A very exciting moment of interpretation for the two Ajaxes. We hear a lot of great words that start with the letter mu. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and let's get right into it. And of the twain, swift Aias, son of Oileus, was first to mark the god, and forthwith spoke to Aias, son of Telamon. Aias, seeing it is one of the gods who hold Olympus, that in the likeness of the seer biddeth the two of us fight beside the ships, not Calchas is he, the prophet and reader of omens, for easily did I know the tokens behind him, of feet and of legs, as he went from us, and plain to be known are the gods. Lo, my own heart also within my breast is the more eager to war and to battle, and my feet beneath and my hands above are full fain. Then in answer spoke to him Telamonian Aias. Even so too, mine own hands invincible are fain now to grasp the spear, and my might is roused, and both my feet are in swift beneath me. And I am eager to meet even in single fight Hector, prime son, that rageth incessantly. Fantastic. Let's do it in the Greek. Poien degno prosteno ilaos takosaias. Aipsaraianta prosepet lamonion huion. Aion apetis no iteon hoialum onakusi. Manteie domenos kaletai paraneos imakestai. Uor hoge kalkas estiteo proposoion istes. Ichniegar metopiste pagone dec meawon. Creegnon biontas rigno toi de teoi per. Caedamai autoitum osanistethes piloisi. Maulna formatai polamisdene de macestai. Mai mos idene te podes caicere superte. Ton pa me abomenos prosepet lamonios aias. Huoton nuem caemoi peridur eticere seaptoi. Ai mosin caemoi menosoro neata deposin. Asumaiam potoroisi menoio decaioios. Hectore priamide amoton memoati macestai. Wow, some wonderful lines there. So, I mentioned at the start of the video that we were going to see a lot of words that started with the letter mu. And let me read them off for you here right now. I count them as ma to mos is where we begin. Malona formatai polamistai nera makestai mai mosi. And then continuing on to 76. Tona pa me menos prosepetela monias aias. Hutonum kai moi peritura ticera saptoi mai mosin kai moi menos orore neata deposin. Esu mai ampoteroisin menoi no de kai oios hectori pria mide amoton memauti makestai. If I give you enough muse there to muse upon. What is it about these mu sounds that is so beautifully musical, pardon the pun, or pardon the chiasmic pun, as they would say in Iliadic terminology for organizing phrases on sort of X like this? And what is it about the hands and the feet that have to do with the oncoming sense of urgency to go to war? We discussed briefly last time about how the two Ajaxes are not actually Oileus Aias, right? So the Locrian Ajax and then Telamonian Ajax from, the big Ajax. But actually it's Telamonian Ajax and his brother Teucros, which leads some later commentators to assert that the insertion of Oileus Aias, right, is actually a newer thing than the idea of the two Ajaxes together. And that means that this passage might be a little bit younger, which means that when we have this alliterative force of these words, memaosi, memawoti, makestai, over and over and over again, I think that it has some significance and it has something to do with what the poet at the time thought was the most musical way to assert the story into epic. And I think that when one classifies these things and brings them together, The music of it also comes in tandem with the other aspects of here and there that are in these lines. So last time we noted that podas caikeras are being, anerthe, huberte, right? So up above, or sorry, down below and up above, neathe and huperke, the feet and the hands. And then that is mentioned several times here. So it goes feet, hands, and then hands, feet at the end when he says, I'm ready for solo battle against Hector, right? But then there's the aspect that I think is most interesting here, which is this word that's used to describe, the coming god, Poseidon, when he's arrived, which is, this oionistes, so right, I recognize his footsteps and I recognize his shanks, right? This is also with the Greek obsession with knowing how people run, recognize that, right? And then the gods are easy to recognize, and I recognize him as he was leaving. In the Iliad, the gods are always recognized as they're leaving. And also here, they're classified as arignotoi. Both, the gods they are, but also there's certain aspects of the gods that are more recognizable than others. Here, for the poet, is described as, the footsteps and also the shanks, the running. And I think this is very interesting because, some commentators have gone all the way to say that, the footsteps are actually those of a bird, because in oionistes, and he comes down, the metaphor that we heard yesterday is that of a hawk. But what is it about this association that makes him, godlike in form and also precipitates the association of, raising hands and lowering feet as one primes for battle? I think that the primal association and interest that we have with our limbs and how our limbs interact with the world around us is really central to understanding and picking apart these delicate metaphors in the Iliad. And I think that the most profound measures of the human body as they are expressed in the Iliad, which we can then accommodate to ours today, we may not be as strong as the old heroes, and we might not be immortal, and we might not have the ability to become immortal, and yet at the same time we still fundamentally associate with these people on a physical basis because of our bodies. This can be picked apart if you ask yourself, why are they raising their feet, and why are they lowering, or raising their hands, and why are they lowering their feet? My question for you to end the video then is very simple, which is, what do you think is arignotos? What do you think is very easily recognizable about yourself? Is there a part of you that if somebody saw their tracks, your tracks, going across the field, they say, oh, we recognize it as this person. We recognize it as the quality that this person is. Is there something like that that defines you? What is it? Why? And do you think that you need more of that in your life? Thank you so much for listening to Homer for today. I look forward to sharing more with you tomorrow, and I appreciate you listening. Have a great day. Take care.